everybody. It's my last day in New York City. The apartment's all cleaned up, but you can be sure as shit I ain't spending my last day in New York City here. This is my apartment building, 231 East 115th Street. Boy, it sure was fun while it lasted. 116th Street, my old stop. What do you guys think about watching the train come into the station, huh? You guys want to see a real New York train? There it is. Yeah. Watch as the subway train passes by. Ooh, we're in the tunnels now, huh? Welcome to the New York City subway system, everybody. Well, this is how some New Yorkers get around. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you don't want to take a taxi because they smell weird. So you get on the subway and they still smell weird. This is what the inside of a subway car looks like, everybody. Ain't it something? The edge of the subway platform. A perfect spot to pee. Sometimes it can take up to 20 minutes for a train to show up. But we got lucky today. Now, ladies and gents, I was just on the 6. I'm doing what we New Yorkers call a transfer, where you get off one train and get onto another train. And now I would like to welcome everybody to Grand Central Station. Wow. Fun fact, Grand Central is the only place in New York City where you can actually see all the stars. You see these? These are tourists. Now you can often find a lot of tourists out here in Grand Central. This is one of the main places in which most tourists find themselves coming into the city. Look at those windows. What a shithole. Don't you just love it? The streets of New York City? All the construction. All the architecture. And of course, you can't never forget all the wonderful people. New Yorkers come in all shapes and sizes, all colors and textures. Well, hey, look at me in my snazzy new glasses I just bought. I tell ya, in New York, you can buy something everywhere. New York's got all sorts of fancy hotels so that business guys could take broads back to them. Rockefeller Plaza, the next stop in the tour. What's so special about this place? Well, for one, you got all the people rollerblading. For two, you got this really impressive statue right here. It's golden and it looks like a guy sitting on some kind of ring. And three, you have what might be the most evil building I've ever been inside of. Some of you might not believe me about 30 Rockefeller Plaza being one of the most evil buildings you've ever been inside of. So let's go check it out. What do you say? For those of you who don't know, the Rockefellers happen to be one of New York's premier criminal organizations. Now, like most criminal organizations in New York, they get by calling themselves a business so that the government doesn't get up their ass. Now, that's because the Rockefellers were rich monopolistic people who could do something evil like that. Now, today, to prove that the 30 Rockefeller Plaza is in fact one of the most evil buildings in this entire city, I have decided to go into the very bowels of this thing, okay? Because if I remember correctly, last time I was in the basement, there was a bunch of swastikas on the floor. Kinda suspicious. Well, you know, it's you wouldn't normally catch. But luckily, you got some guy like me who's really good at spotting these kinds of things. Now, see, these patterns are all over the floor. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's not like they're hanging flags or nothing like that, but I mean, I think it's kind of weird, nonetheless, that a swastika found its place in the design for the flooring of this here building. I don't know. I think it's a little suspicious myself, but I guess it's all about what you want to think, huh? Form your own opinions. Leave a comment. Our next classic New York destination. Radio City Music Hall. This is where, once a year, all of us New Yorkers get together to watch the Rockettes show off their really long legs. Now, we're coming up on Columbus Circle. Columbus is a pretty controversial figure, wouldn't you say? All right, now there's Columbus, and right behind him is Central Park. Now, I ain't gonna go in the park because it's just a bunch of squirrels and birds and trees and a big fountain and such. But I do want to take a second to talk about Columbus, and specifically Columbus Day. Now, say what you will about how horrible the man is, what he's done, and all the people he's killed, but I think the fact of the matter is we could all use a day off in the fall, huh? Don't you agree with me? I think either way, if we're gonna try to cancel Columbus and Columbus Day, we ought to keep a holiday on that same day. I don't really care what happens to this guy's cultural legacy, but I really want to keep my day off. Now look at this building. When I moved here, they were taking it down, and now they're putting it back up. Well, that's New York for ya. Now this next place is very special to me. Fordham University, my alma mater. I'm not gonna go inside because it's kind of a shithole, but I do have some advice for those of you thinking about going here. Don't do it. Two things New York's got a lot of: hotels and diners. Let's go get some lunch. Or at least I'm gonna go get some lunch. You guys are watching a fucking video. Are you eating? Leave a comment. What a lunch, ladies and gentlemen. I had 2 beers and some chicken fingers. Now, when I first moved to the city, you know, I was a young guy. I couldn't even buy beer. Now look at me getting 2. Leave a comment, huh? Now, I think I know where we're going next, and it's a bit of a leap, kind of far, but I think you'll see something you don't see everywhere, huh? Be back in a second, guys. Hey everybody, welcome to Brooklyn. Now, New York's got 5 boroughs, count them. You got 5 boroughs. You got Manhattan, you got Brooklyn, you got Queens, you got the Bronx, and no one talks about Staten Island. So Manhattan's got 4 boroughs, everybody, all right? We're in Brooklyn right now here to do something very important. We're gonna buy some weed. All right. Now you see it. Sorry, Ma, for having to put you through this. Just pretend it's oregano, all right? Now, part of the reason I'm doing this is because when I moved here about 4 years ago, what I'm doing right now, would not be possible. Buying a joint at a corner store and just smoking it in the park. No sir, not something you could do back in the day. But look at me now. And weed's just one of those things. You know, about 40 or 50 years ago, there are commercials on the TV telling you how this would make you into a fucking murderer. And now I'm smoking in the fucking public park. So, something to think about. We'll get back to our adventure right after I'm done with this, huh? Leave a comment if you like weed. Hey everybody, look at this New York leaf I found. Pretty interesting, huh? You gotta see it up close, I think. Wow. That was some pretty good corner store weed, huh? So this is Brooklyn. You know, a lot of college kids live here. It's different from Manhattan, huh? But you don't see it as much. I'll say that. You hear about it a lot. enough anyway. Yeah, you probably heard of the 5 boroughs before. Brooklyn is definitely probably the one you hear the second most about. The one I feel like I heard the second most about. Queens probably coming in at a third. But anyway, so I know some college people live up here, and my film professor actually lives up here rent-free. He's got a rooftop garden. Said goodbye to him the other day. What do you want me to talk about it? I'm a New Yorker. What do you expect? Don't matter where you are in New York, you always got construction going on somewhere. You also got a lot of choices. But the only God people got here is the almighty buck. See, here in New York, people like to tell you what they believe by putting it on a sticker. Sometimes I like to see who's got AC and who doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Leave a comment. Well, I was about to go to Midtown to buy a hat. But then I realized I could go to Rockaway, and I thought, who's ever seen a Rockaway on the internet before? So we're going to Rockaway, huh? Look at that. The end of the tracks. The New York City subway doesn't go on forever, you know. This is what the bathrooms look like at Rockaway Beach. Yeah, things are a bit different out here. For example, you'd never see a bathroom like that back in Manhattan, if I tell you that. They don't have bathrooms in Manhattan now that I think about it. Ah, the ocean. You begin to feel like you're not even in New York in a place like this. But then you know you are because of the street signs. Well, I just piss myself dry thinking about the ocean from time to time. You know, it's so deep and sometimes it just seems so angry. I feel like it's gonna swallow me up. There's one more reason I went to Rockaway today. This place is actually the place where my hero, George Carlin, was conceived, over at Curly's Hotel. Now, I went and saw that earlier. I didn't record it because what do you want from me? I'm a New Yorker. Now, I'm going to go finish the rest of this joint in George Carlin's name, and I'll see you in a quick second. We're going to take the ferry back. How does that sound? 6:15 to Pier 11. Holy shit! I just got boxed water. Let's see how it is. It's great. Great water. Holy fucking shit. Boxed water. Boxed water. I swear, I'm smoking way too much weed lately. Is this even real? Do I even know if this is real? I guess, thank God. Look, it's saying hi to me. What is that? I'm too high. Holy shit, man. The kind of crazy things we're doing with water out here. I'm too high. I can't handle this. Why the fuck we gotta mess with water so much? So it turns out, and don't quote me on this, it turns out that Rockaway is actually in Queens. So Welcome to the third borough of the day, everybody. Leave a comment if you got a boner. Here's a great idea for a movie, okay? Anyone who wants to make a movie, anybody who wants to make a really cool movie, here's a good idea for one. Listen up. Blow up a boat. Easy. It's that easy. All you gotta do. So traveling took a little bit longer than expected. Basically, one of the things I wanted to do was go to this bookstore for the last time, but it closes at 8. So it's about 7:15 right now. I'm hoping I can hustle my way over there and get one last book. Look what I found at the bookstore, huh? I guess I wasn't going crazy after all. I got the books. I got the books. I got some books. I got inside in time and I got what I wanted. I got out of there and now I'm gonna get my last New York dinner. I think I'm gonna get one of those classic New York slices. Joe's Pizza, one of the most famous pizza places in the city. That's because Spider-Man used to work here. Now that's some good pizza. So I was on this 6 train going uptown because it's a local train that out of nowhere decides to go express, and now I gotta wait for a transfer. This fucking city.